I subscribe to the channel.
I would love a relationship that makes my life better than it is.
Men are not selecting Tracee Ellis Ross's. Not for marriage. She can still get it. There are a lot of guys who would slay that easy, would have no problem even being seen with her in public. But would a man that she wants do it? Let's say, imagine the man that Tracee Ellis Ross would get. Chances are he would be younger. Maybe some up-and-coming young actor. Can you imagine a woman like Tracee Ellis Ross with a 58-year-old CEO of a Fortune 50 company, an accomplishment? No, they needed a completely different woman. And that's the ultimate point. The longer you're by yourself, the less likely you are a good fit for anybody else. Tonight we were going to talk about high value versus finesse, but this is important. Here's some things, ladies. I'm going to ask you, ladies, especially you women over 35, what are you going to be willing to give up?
I, like many of us, was taught to grow up dreaming of my wedding, not of my life. And I spent many years dreaming of my wedding.
Preach to the choir.
And also waiting to be chosen. Well, here's the thing. I'm the chooser. And I can choose to get married if I want to, but in the meantime, I am choicefully single, happily, gloriously single.
Reasons. I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table, your husband goes, "But why?" And I said, "Well, maybe because I can."
Yes, This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracee's.
It's fun. It's very fun to share.
Tracee tale.
But
you date a younger
I'm sorry.
But one of the
men.
reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, "What is this about?"
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
There's that.
There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again. Give this dirty hairstyle. I heard you. Ouch. I just want you to know I just bent my knee. Just bent it, and it hurt. It was like, ouch. Which is exactly what happens when I wake up in the morning now. I wake up at 50, hot as ever. And it's as if someone beat me up while I was sleeping. I'm like, oh. That's how I wake up. Ouch, and then I have to stretch. Who knew that was actually gonna be real? It's real, guys. Sunblock in the eyes. Water in the ear. I have dipped. Goodbye.
Brother, what's that?
I would love a relationship that makes my life better than it is. I have no interest in just being in a relationship to be in a relationship. I could have a wheel of lovers. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, will you stop going into
I'll be like,
This character.
I take what I like and I leave the rest. I say, thank you and goodbye.
Stop going.
I say, thank you, sir.
You're not at a jazz bar.
I am at a jazz bar.
You're at a jazz bar.
Oh, I just spit. I'm like,
no, that's not. No man is there. Stop. That's why you're not.
That's why. No.
Because you keep going to the jazz
No.
bar.
I went to the jazz bar and I went, and a man came and I said, who are you? And he said, and I said, I don't know that language.
Congratulations.
Well, the thing is, I stay open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably more
way open.
Yes. Oh my God, that sounded so wrong.
I didn't mean that, Mom.
My heart,
your family,
my heart stays open.
Your heart
more open than it should. Yes. Yeah, that was hard.
All right.
More open than it should be. But I do date, and it's a fascinating adventure out there. You know, mostly though, I think there's really good men out there. I think to a certain extent, I'm a very unique sort of unicorn of a woman. And so it's going to take a unique person. And in the meantime, I have really learned how to live my life and enjoy it and not sit around waiting.
Shit. Got your ass.
I always say this, the more a woman has, the more she thinks she's worth. More education, more problems. More money, more problems. More weight, more problems. I don't listen to a damn thing women have to say about their value. Their value to me is in their beauty, which has to be tied to femininity. You cannot be beautiful, in my opinion, if you're not feminine. And your ability to cooperate, submit, inspire, and generally just get on my program. So a woman that says, I know my worth, automatically did me a favor by Xing her out of even my potential. I don't want to deal with a